Welcome back to TechBlog 66. Today, we're diving into a classic that blends espionage, humor, and charm in a way that still feels fresh decades later. I'm talking about the 1980 spy comedy film Hopscotch, a movie that proves intelligence and wit can be far more powerful than brute force. Let's get into it. First, a little context. Hopscotch is directed by Ronald Neame and stars the legendary Walter Matthau in one of his most delightful roles. The film also features Glenda Jackson and Ned Beatty, making for a cast that brings both credibility and charisma to the screen. Now, if you're expecting high-speed chases, explosions, and intense shootouts, you might be surprised. This is not your typical spy thriller. Instead, it's a clever, satirical take on the world of intelligence agencies, and it does so with a smile. Story overview. The story follows Miles Kendig, played by Walter Matthau, a seasoned CIA agent who has seen it all. He's smart, experienced, and incredibly capable. But there's just one problem: he doesn't always follow orders. After a mission goes slightly off-script, Kendig finds himself reassigned to a desk job by his overly ambitious and by-the-book superior, Myerson, played by Ned Beatty. Now, for a man like Kendig, a desk job is worse than retirement. Instead of accepting this fate, Kendig decides to do something completely unexpected. He goes rogue, not to betray his country, but to write his memoirs. And not just any memoirs, a tell-all book revealing secrets of the intelligence world. Yes, you heard that right. A CIA agent writing a book exposing the agency while actively evading it. The cat-and-mouse game. What follows is a brilliant cat-and-mouse chase across Europe, as Kendig stays one step ahead of the CIA, Interpol, and various intelligence agencies. But here's the twist: Kendig isn't hiding in fear. He's playing a game. In fact, the title Hopscotch perfectly reflects this. He jumps from country to country, always ahead, always clever, always in control. Each time he finishes a chapter of his book, he sends it to his publishers, and copies are intercepted by the CIA, making Myerson even more desperate to catch him. This creates a unique tension. It's not about life and death, it's about pride, intelligence, and outsmarting the system. Character analysis. Let's talk about Miles Kendig. Walter Matthau delivers a performance that is both relaxed and razor-sharp. He doesn't play Kendig as a typical action hero. Instead, he's calm, witty, and always thinking ahead. He's the kind of character who wins not by fighting harder, but by thinking smarter. Kendig represents a different kind of spy, one who values independence over obedience. He's not reckless, he's calculated. Every move he makes has a purpose, and every risk is measured. On the other side, we have Myerson, played by Ned Beatty. He's the perfect contrast: rigid, ambitious, and obsessed with control. While Kendig thrives on freedom, Myerson is trapped by rules and ego. This dynamic creates much of the film's humor and tension. And then there's Isabel, played by Glenda Jackson. She's not just a supporting character, she's an equal partner to Kendig. Smart, resourceful, and independent, she adds emotional depth and balance to the story. Humor and tone. One of the strongest aspects of Hopscotch is its humor. This is not loud, slapstick comedy. It's subtle, intelligent, and often based on irony. For example, the idea of a spy exposing secrets through a book while being chased by his own agency is inherently funny. But the film doesn't overplay it. Instead, it lets the situation speak for itself. The humor comes from dialogue, situations, and character interactions. Kendig's calm demeanor in the face of chaos is both amusing and admirable. He treats the entire chase like a game, and that attitude makes the film incredibly enjoyable. Themes and message. Beyond the humor, the film explores some interesting themes. First, there's the idea of individuality versus bureaucracy. Kendig represents freedom, the ability to think independently and act on one's own judgment. The CIA, on the other hand, represents structure, control, and conformity. The film subtly questions whether rigid systems can truly handle creative thinkers. Another theme is the power of intelligence over force. In many spy films, success comes from physical strength or advanced technology. But in Hopscotch, it's all about the mind. Kendig wins because he understands people, systems, and timing. And finally, there's the idea of legacy. By writing his memoirs, Kendig is taking control of his story. He's deciding how he will be remembered, not as a faceless agent, but as an individual with a voice. Pacing and direction. Director Ronald Neame keeps the film moving at a steady pace. The story unfolds smoothly, without unnecessary complications. Each scene serves a purpose, and the transitions between locations feel natural. The European settings add a sense of adventure and elegance. From Austria to Germany, the film uses its locations effectively, giving it a classic international spy feel. At the same time, the focus remains on characters and dialogue rather than action sequences. Music and cinematography. The film's music, composed by Marvin Hamlish, adds a light and playful tone that complements the story perfectly. It doesn't try to create tension through heavy orchestration. Instead, it enhances the film's charm and sophistication. The cinematography is clean and straightforward, allowing the story to take center stage. There are no flashy techniques, just solid, effective visuals that support the narrative. What makes this film special? So, what sets Hopscotch apart from other spy films? It's the tone. This is a film that doesn't take itself too seriously, yet remains intelligent and engaging. It respects the audience's intelligence and doesn't rely on clichés. It's also a rare example of a spy film led by an older protagonist. Kendig isn't a young action hero, he's experienced, thoughtful, and confident. This gives the film a unique perspective and makes it stand out even today. Strengths and weaknesses. Let's break it down. Strengths. Brilliant performance by Walter Matthau. Smart and witty screenplay. Unique take on the spy genre. Strong supporting cast. Elegant direction and pacing. Weaknesses. May feel slow for viewers expecting action. Humor might be too subtle for some audiences. Lacks the high-stakes intensity of modern thrillers. But honestly, these weaknesses are also part of what makes the film special. It knows what it is, and it sticks to it. Final verdict. In conclusion, Hopscotch is a refreshing and intelligent film that offers a different kind of spy story. It's not about explosions or high-speed chases. It's about wit, strategy, and the joy of outsmarting your opponents. If you appreciate clever writing, strong performances, and a touch of humor, this is definitely a film worth watching. It's a reminder that sometimes, the smartest move is not to fight harder, but to think smarter. That's it for today's vlog on TechBlog 66. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic movie breakdowns. Let me know in the comments, have you watched Hopscotch? And what are your favorite smart spy films? Until next time, keep watching, keep learning, and keep enjoying great cinema. This movie is available on YouTube free.